Hello and welcome to Game 11 of FaZe Megga's FNCS Invitational Finals game series. If you have watched from Game 1 all the way to Game 11, let me just say that you deserve a pat on the back for making it this far. If you're just now joining on Game 11, or if you've just now found this video randomly, I want to give you a chance to kind of look at which games you might be interested in if you're looking to kind of learn from Megga's gameplay or just interested in how he it seems to be so consistent in all these tournaments. In Game 3, he places in second place with 2 kills. I think that would be a decent one to watch. And then, honestly, the last 4 games I think are probably going to be the best to watch. I mean, he does really well in all 3 of them. I mean, all 4 of them. Gets kills in those too. So this is Game 11. I have done VOD reviews for all of these up until now, and I'm going to do Game 12 as well. So yeah, if you don't want to watch all 12, then you can kind of skip around and find which ones you want to watch. But those are the ones that I suggest, but I'm going to go ahead and jump right into Game 11. Alright, let's take a look at where the bus pathing is and where the zone is going to end up. So it looks like the bus is traveling. Let's see, Shark is over there. So this is north up here. So the bus it's going to go from south to north, I believe. And the zone is going to end up way over here in the swamp by the rig, which is great for Megga. If you don't know already, Megga lands down here at the colorful houses on the shore and then normally rotates into the swamp and then to get shield here in the swamp and then rotates out to wherever the circle is. So let's jump right in to the gameplay. Here we go. And once again, going to speed this up. If this is your first time watching one of my VOD reviews of Megga, the beginning here is him just looting all these houses. He's been uncontested this entire tournament at this location. So all he does is just loot the houses, gets some metal and some brick from whatever's available here, and then he fishes and then he kind of decides which heals he's going to take with him. And most often only takes the AR and the shotgun and then 3 heals. So right now he has minis, 1 big, 2 floppers, blue AR, blue pump. And then he rotates out from that spot to the mushrooms here. I mean, this is the same thing, happens nearly every game. Rotates here to get the mushrooms and tops off his healing with the mushrooms. And then he's going to rotate this time into the lumberyard or whatever this is called here. And he's done this quite a few times. Doesn't always do it. It sort of just depends on where the circle is. And in this case, the circle is on him, really. So he started here. So he's good to kind of get some extra loot. If the circle pulls way over here, he goes ahead and sort of just rotates into the swamp, finds a boat, and then gets over to wherever the circle is as fast as possible. So he always rotates really quickly. And oftentimes that could be using the water to go south if the circle's down here, or even using the water to go north if the circle's up here. This time, though, the circle's on him, so he's just going to go ahead and loot some extra places because he has the time to do so. And looks like there was a guy there that he avoided getting into a skirmish with, so that's another thing about Megga, is that he doesn't really want to engage, especially at this point in the tournament. I'm going to slow it down to 2 times here. Especially at this point in the tournament, Megga, I mean, this is the second to last game. This is game 11 out of 12. So at this point, he is well aware that he is very high on the placements and could potentially pull out a first or second place. He ends up coming in 5th, but at this, I mean, he's well aware that if he pops off in this game or in the next game, that he is going to be in 1st or 2nd or 3rd or something, and does really well in these games, and then comes in 5th. So he doesn't want to get into an early fight and die early, and kind of drop out of top 10 or something. So I'm assuming he's going to play super safe and only have to really engage if it's really necessary. Okay, so he's replacing that whole building, sort of, just again playing really safe. He's going to be right here. So he was up here and it was kind of close to tilt, and I think he kind of replaced this building and then he moved south closer to the rig. Maybe looking to get some shots on the rig. It's actually smart. So he knows that there's going to be people at the rig because he knows that several people land in this area. So he's probably kind of looking for some tags for Storm Surge. And he's also getting metal from these canisters. So he's already at full shield, but they give you a decent amount of metal as well, so he's just kind of getting some metal and wood, and we're just replacing as he goes. Just trying to farm up, because he doesn't have to really rotate at all, so he's just going to chill here probably and wait for the next circle, and also probably try to get some tags here in a minute. Yeah, so he's scouting out to the rig to see if he can get any tags on people. He's going to need that Storm Surge. Take some shots there. I don't think he was able to connect any. I'm going to speed it up just a bit here. This might be... Just kind of want to see where the next circle goes and see if he has to rotate, which I don't think he's going to have to. He does get some tags there on Jock. So there's a little bit of Storm Surge for him. Just being patient here, not pushing anything. Just looking for tags. Gets another tag there. I think it was just 22 or something. Alright, 30 seconds until the next zone appears. Which I think he's going to be in it. If he's not in, yeah, he's in it. So, I mean, he was close to the center of this larger circle, so he was going to be close to it no matter what, but ends up getting in this circle. He's going to want to be in the center. We'll see if he rotates down to rig or not, because this circle in the center, you're going to get the next circle. So, and this is just a really, I mean, 75% of the circle is in the water, so... Let's see what he does here. He is going to go ahead and rotate further south to get towards the center of that circle, just like I said. So he wants to be in the center of that circle, because now he's guaranteed the next circle. So he knows that he can go ahead and farm up the rest of his metal, get max metal here probably, and then just be able to chill here and wait for the next circle, and then get tags on people who are rotating in. And, I mean, it is what it is. It's a little lucky that the circle's right on him, you know, but sometimes you just get a little lucky. Yeah, see, this is why, exactly why I have it on 4 speed here, because he's just literally doing nothing. Just waiting for the circle. So, like I said, gets the next circle. And it's just going to chill here and watch people rotate and get shots where he can. This is what you're supposed to do. And then after this will be half and half, and then he'll actually probably have to rotate legitimately, not just for free. Everybody's sort of choosing people over here to shoot at. Yep, he's gonna get that kill. So, so previously in a previous game, this same thing happened to Megga, where he was sort of chosen by the lobby, gets shot by a bunch of people, and eventually somebody gets the kill. And this time, Megga was able to pick up the kill. So I would like to point out that just behind him here is a pillar of the rig. So he kind of boxed himself up next to the pillar, which is smart. I mean, this way he only has to really worry about these people and potentially someone above him, but that's not really that much of a threat. So he doesn't really have to worry about too much. I mean, I guess there's people to his left and his right potentially, but there's not really anyone over here to the left. So really just people to the right and in front of him, and he gets to just sort of look at all these people and spray them as they're rotating in, and it pays off. He's able to get a kill. So really nice putting himself like that in that position. So now the half and half zone. Hold on, let me back that up a little bit. I want to see if I can sort of figure out how he made this decision to just go ahead and swim. Put it down to 2 times. Actually, I may put it into 1 time here. So at this point he's scouting. I don't know why it's not showing through the pyramid, but okay, so he sees the circle pull over here. He knows there's 1 million people up here on the north side of the circle. This is like the most congested side. There's already quite a few people in who had rotated this direction through the map. So he's got to figure out, okay, how do I get across this water into this half and half zone? And he's just looking, and he thinks, okay, I'm gonna use I'm gonna use the rig and some old builds to try to rotate through here. But at this point, it's like, okay, Crims is already swimming, so I'm just gonna follow him because he's not getting shot at. Well, now he does, and then Crims builds, so now he's probably just gonna use, yeah, he's gonna box up next to Crims, and then use Crims builds. Okay, so I mean, exactly what he needs to do here. So just using as much of the builds from someone else who's already gone before you, but also just following the pathing of Crims in the water, because he saw that Crims wasn't being shot at, so it's like, okay, this is probably the safest thing for me to do. And then if I get shot at, then I have the heals to heal back up from the tags, so I'll just build as soon as I have to, and hope that you don't get picked by the whole lobby. And also, I mean, at that point, other people were thinking about rotating as well, so I don't know. I mean, in my opinion, that was a great rotation. I don't know that there was anything better that he could have done. If he had a launch pad, maybe, but he didn't want to wait on it. He wanted to go ahead and get the rotation through. So at that, it just lagged a little bit. The replay lagged, but it looks like he got tagged up and had to use some shield. Now he's going to be kind of examining the layer that he's in here, and also looking for more tags. But just gathering information, figuring out if he's in the layer that he wants to be in, figuring out if he's... Okay, looking for Zate. Alright, see if he's able to get any tags. Gets 2 tags on Zate there. And that was an example of a really sketchy launch pad, right? He high padded out of the storm into everybody. And so it's kind of fortunate that he didn't actually die there. I mean, if Megga had a scar there, Zate probably would have been dead. Okay, so this circle's pulling 100% into the water, south, east. So this is an interesting circle. And a lot of people are about to die. There's 37 people alive right now, but in this rotation, most everyone is gonna die. Which is good from a VOD reviewing perspective here, because it's like, okay, how do you manage to survive this if most everyone dies? So Megga sees Eclipse A pull the launch pad, and Megga also knows that a lot of people are probably gonna be launch padding here, so it's a safe launch pad because so many people are gonna be rotating and other people are gonna be in the air, so it's a really good time to launch. So using the launch pad, and now he's just gonna tarp in, but someone glided into his tarp. Fortunately, he was able to block them off of the wall and then kind of box up in metal, intentionally metal, and then heal back up. He's gonna avoid this fight, doesn't want it. He wants to just rotate, get into the circle. Just protecting himself with the 1 ramps, and then once he gets where he wants to be, boxing up in metal. This is definitely a time when you should box up in metal. There's a drop right on top of him, but he's not gonna be able to get it because his zone is pushing. And he's gonna go for height here, actually, making a height play, but then decides not to. He would have probably stuck it if he had gotten above him, like right at that when he first started going up, but he wasn't able to successfully get right above him, and so he's just like, no. But then sees another opportunity, goes for it, kind of messes up that that cone. I think he sort of I think he sort of blocked himself. At least in the replay it looked that way. You know, sometimes the replays aren't quite exactly what happened. Let's take a look at it a little slower. Okay, so tarping, blocking things off, and then, like I said, boxing up in metal. If you have the metal at this point in the game, you definitely want to be boxing up in metal when you go to box up. Or at least in brick. Just makes it harder for people to get in. And people are going to be looking to get into your box at this time of the game. Alright, so looking at height. Thinks, okay, I think I can go for height here. He's going to make the play for height, but Jock blocks him off there with that floor above his head. So he goes, okay, I can't go for height. I'm going to drop down a few layers and box up just to stay safe. Looking down low to see if he can tag anyone. Looking at height again to see if he can go for height again, decides not to, drops down, eats a flopper because he had taken some storm damage. He knows he can tank a little bit more storm damage, so he goes for height again. Yeah, so, I mean, Jock was just ready for it. Like, I think in Megga's head, he was thinking, I think I can go for height here because I don't think that Jock is going to expect it. But then Jock turns around pretty early when Megga's coming up this ramp, sees it happening, and Jock builds this ramp and this wall to block Megga off. Megga goes to place this cone and sort of doesn't make the jump up onto the cone, or that's just the replay being weird. But either way, Jock expected it and just peeked over the top of the builds here and just shotgunned Megga. So, again, I think that was in 13th place with 1 kill. That's game 11. At this point, Megga's like, okay, that wasn't bad. I got a decent amount of placement points. I got 4 points from 1 kill. I just got to play 1 more game. So, 1 more game, game 12. Thanks for watching game 11. I will see you in game 12.